Hi guys, welcome back for another video. This is a car video, obviously. So today is going to be installing the ATQ short throw shifter. Now, keep in mind, this one's already in. I decided to just put it in. I had limited time, so I'm just going to take you through the step-by-step process of putting it in, and we'll go from there. So let's get into the car first. Alright, so the first step in all this is to take your shifter knob and take this off. To take the boot off, it's pretty easy. Just get a nice little flat bar or something like this. Stick it in right here, in between the boot and the trim piece. Stick it in far enough, hold it, and pull up. Now I've already pulled this out. See? So this is pretty easy. But just, I do it on one side and then do it on the other side. That way you don't wreck your boot. And then unscrew your knob. When you unscrew your knob, then you'll be able to pull the boot off fully. And then what you're going to come across is, you're going to come across a shifter, which is like this. So this is the stock shifter fully taken out. Now you're taking this shifter out from the bottom. So this big ass piece right here, that's going to have to come off. So you got 3 little bolts. Take these counterweight bolts off, this slides off, and then the top end is done. Simple as that. So I'm just going to put this back down because, like I said, my shifter's already in. And that would be the reverse process. Just put your boot back on, or your shifter knob, your boot. The stock knob does fit on the shifter, the new shifter. So you don't have to change knobs if you don't have to. So let's go underneath the car. That's where the fun starts. Okay, so now we're under the car. Now I don't have the luxury of having a lift, so I'm on jack stands. Big time important. Put jack stands under the car. I know too many accidents that happen. So my recommendation on stuff to do is you have to take 1, 2, 3. There's a third one here for your drive shaft. Important, reverse thread. So that way this can come off, and then if you have problems getting this off, it might be a good idea to undo the mount. So the training mount, which is, give me a second here. So you got the training mount. Sorry about lighting, all that fun stuff. So here's your training mount. You got 1, 2 here, you got 2 on the other side. Very important to put your jack underneath your trainee to support it. And if you need to, just bring it down a little bit and the drive shaft should come right out. That's pretty simple there. That way you'll have enough room to remove the bolts for the shifter. So we'll spin around and do that. Alright, so now we are at the shifter side, and so this is your shifter right here, this little guy right there. So you get 2 bolts. You got one here and then one on the other side, just little 10 mil suckers. Once you undo that, this little ring, there's a ring that retains it, it comes down. First thing you gotta do is move that dust boot out of the way. And then on the other side, so you have a pin right here. You see this pin right here? On the opposite side of this pin, there's a C-clip. Remove the C-clip and push this pin out. Now, for me, it was a little more difficult because this car was in a flood. I believe is in a flood because there's a lot of evidence of stuff rusting out that shouldn't have and all that fun stuff. So I had to really get some inventive stuff to get this pin out. Big pain in the ass for me. It might not be for you, but for me it was. So once you get this pin out, this arm moves out of the way. You get the drive shaft, you move it out of the way, and the shifter, it'll drop with a little bit of force. And then once you take that off, then okay, so we're back on the bench just because it's easier for me to explain. So on both shifters, they have this little urethane bushing, whatever you want to call it. On the ATQ shifter, it's a lot better, but this is the stock one. So anyways, there's a cage that goes around this bushing, and it's lubricated. It's got lithium grease in it. So you take this cage off, and all it is spring loaded. So you just stretch it across this, stretch it over this, and then lubricate it up with the lithium grease. And I used, a sec. I use this. It's 3-in-1, it's a light lithium grease for bearings, all that fun stuff. That's what I used on that. So it's a spray, so it's got a little nozzle. You just spray it in there and you lubricate it up, put it on the new shifter, and you do the reverse. You just install the shifter, put the pin back in, put the C-clip on the other side, and then you have the retaining ring. The retaining ring, and then the 2 bolts that hold that up, and then you put the dust boot back on, and then after that you put the drive shaft and you're done. So it's pretty simple. Yep. Alright, so like I said, it's not a bad installation. Now mind you, I might, if I can find the picture, I have a picture of both the stock and the ATQ shifter side by side. The ATQ shifter is a lot shorter. It's probably, I think about an inch shorter. And what I would do is hit your stock shifter, go through your gears, see what the throw is, and then after compare it to the stock or the ATQ shifter, and it is a lot shorter. It is very short. So I haven't tried it out in the car. The car is still in the shop. It's got to go to the body shop, and I have a few other things to do. I got a trainee mount to put in, which is another video coming. I have subframe collars to put in. I have a spoiler to put on. I have mirrors coming. So I have a few things coming. It's going to go to body shop and get it all shot. It's just in the process. So this is something that I wanted done. I love shifters. I always have. All my Mustangs had Hertz shifters. So I bought this one. I had some good reviews. So I'm going to try it out. So that's how you put in an ATQ short throw shifter. It's not very hard. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, I have more Genesis stuff coming. Subscribe. If you don't want to miss anything, there's a little bell on this corner, or this corner, whichever corner it is. Hit the bell and it'll let you know when I release videos. I'm trying to get a better video schedule, but it's hard. Trying to get this done and the stairs and everything else. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.